Hi everyone, it's Rachel for Cyber Sports Network, and I'm here with probably one of the favorite MLG esports personalities in North America. This is Sue Lee, aka Smix, and you're a translator for almost every event that's happened so far. So I want to start at the very beginning because you have a long history in esports, right?
Not too long compared to some other people that have been involved, but I started, actually coming to live events and helping out in October last year. My first event was IPL 3, and that was my first live translating event, and then after that I've been called back for a lot of places, so I think that's where you guys have mainly seen me. So.
Yeah, but I've seen you on the Team Liquid forums. You've been a Brood War fan for years,
Yeah.
So how did you get involved following Brood War?
Well, it all started way back when I was just a little girl and I had an older brother and I wanted to spend time with him in some way. And of course, he's not going to play dolls with me. And he would play his video games and I would just watch. And he also played Brood War. And of course, I watched very, very avidly and I grew to actually like the game a lot. I never played myself because it was just too hard and I was terrified of dying. And I always used the cheats when I played campaign, power overwhelming. And then fast forward to 2008, I found out that there was a huge Brood War pro scene over in Korea, and then so I started to actually stay up and watch the live tournaments, live games, the Pro League. I watched Tasteless and Lil Suzy back when they were casting the GOM Classic, and then I just became a really, really big fan. I found Team Liquid. I became a part of the community. I started translating the interviews that were posted on the Korean forums after the Pro League matches, the tournament matches, and that's kind of how I guess got introduced to this community. Yeah.
That's so exciting. What has it been like for you watching these Brood War pros get involved in the current Starcraft 2 scene?
It was very, very exciting for me. As I said, I started watching Starcraft through Brood War. So for me to see that transition of these players that I was such a big fan of, and to see them entering Starcraft 2, which I'm also a huge fan of, is just amazing to me because now I feel like these two passions of mine are coming together. So.
Well, you also get a chance to hang out with them now. These people that you've been watching on TV for years are, we're hanging out, drinking in hotel rooms. So, I mean, what is it like to go from a fan who's seen these people play halfway across the world to, cracking open a beer with them?
Yeah, that was interesting. I will say that when I've been transiting at these StarCraft 2 tournaments, I've never been quite that starstruck, besides the first time I saw Boxer, just because he's Boxer. But other than Boxer, I haven't really been that starstruck. But when the Kespa players, when I first saw them backstage at MLG Anaheim, I remember I couldn't move, I couldn't introduce myself. I was just like, oh my God! And then I composed myself, and every time, I tried to be professional and not be, too much of a fangirl because I know they were dealing with enough fans as it was. And then it was really surreal the last night, and I was hanging out with you, a couple of the other Kespa players, including, big names like Flash, Jaedong, like Bizu, all these names that I've only seen for like years just on stream on the internet at 4 a.m. because, StarCraft time in America was like 4, 5, 6 a.m. So, yeah, it was very, very surreal. Quite one of like the craziest experiences so far, yeah.
Well, you're kind of in charge of taking care of a lot of these players, making sure they get their needs met. You're running around on stage, getting stuff when they're in their booths. What has been like, as you're talking casually with them, their overall reaction to this esports phenomenon?
Oh, you mean the Kespa players, or?
Actually, the Kespa players and separately the StarCraft 2 players.
I think a lot of them are just really, all of them have mentioned how they love the American crowds. I think they're used to just like more subdued audiences back over in Korea. You won't see people that are as crazy. Like occasionally you'll see the crazy fan that's just like, yeah, like, oh my God. Like, and then, obviously American fans aren't shy to come up and ask for autographs and be like, I'm your biggest fan. Can you take a picture with me? And so I think a lot of them aren't used to that and they really, really like that. So a lot of people, when they come to these American tournaments, that's what they say they look forward to the most, the American fans. So.
And the Brood War players, almost doubly so. That was like one of the first things they said. They couldn't believe how many people were coming out to see them.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, well, obviously the Kespa players that came, they've, stood on the biggest stages in Korea. They're used to big audiences, but I think they were surprised that they had such fans over in the foreign scene. They were all just really, really surprised. They were like, oh, I didn't know they even knew me, or like, I didn't know that, there was such a presence overseas, because obviously the Kespa players had mainly stayed in Korea, and they, didn't know that there was a huge foreign community like cheering for them so much. So.
Well, in addition to your translating, you also provide the community with some really entertaining content. My personal favorite is Call Me Maybe. But what have you been doing singing-wise, and who have you been teaming up with that?
Okay, so the Starcraft parody songs that I've done, they've been mainly, I haven't ever, written lyrics myself or produced anything myself. It's mainly been community members that actually reach out to me, and they'll mention, Smix, I would really like a female voice to sing this, parody song that I've written. Would you be interested? And sometimes I'll be like, oh sure, and then sometimes I'll be like, oh no. But then the ones that you guys have seen most recently, Gigi maybe, yeah, those are the ones that I guess you guys have enjoyed. But I don't know, I'm always like really embarrassed whenever they get released, because like obviously I'm just doing it for fun and for the community. But like when I hear it myself, it's so bizarre. Just I don't know. It's like really, I kind of cringe a little bit, and I'm also so sick of that song now, Gigi maybe / Call Me Maybe. Whenever it comes on the radio, I'm like, oh god, please turn it off. Turn it off.
Man, I hope you're not in the car with me, because that comes on, I turn that up, I'm like, seriously.
Yeah, it was funny because for a while, like after Gigi Maybe, I released that, I would walk around like backstage at tournaments, people like that didn't even know my name, they'd be like, hey, Gigi Maybe, I'd be like, oh god.
Well, do you have somewhere that maybe if you release more songs, we can keep up with you and follow you?
Well, I mainly release most of my parody songs on Team Liquid, but I do have a Twitter if you want to follow me there. It's Twitter, it's at Sully Rabbit, which is SULLY Rabbit. So I don't know. I think I tweet when I release songs, embarrassingly enough.
Well, I love you. I follow you all the time. You tweet cute pictures, so it's totally worth it.
Okay.
Is there anyone you want to say a shout out to before we wrap it up?
Yeah, obviously thank you to Team Liquid. Team Liquid's mainly the community and the first way I got into Starcraft and why I'm even here translating at this tournament here today. So thank you to you guys for really fostering and helping me nurture this passion for Starcraft and helping me become the big Starcraft nerd I am today. So thank you to you guys, and obviously to all the loved ones that I've met through Starcraft. I never imagined that it would become this big a part of my life, but I've met so many wonderful people, including you. So thank you to just everyone that I've met. You guys are all wonderful people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sue. It was great talking to you. I hope you guys check her out. She's an amazing personality and so worthy of your love. We're here at MLG Raleigh. Thanks for watching.